We are crossing live to Absrod Oval, where the Scodfather will speak to the press.
I heard that he is in a grumpy mood.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel, and thank you for joining. Now, in today's episode, we have the Thursday night press conference, or actually, it's the Friday morning press conference, because I didn't want to walk into the press conference last night. I was too angry, just coming down. Now, you know the term they use sometimes. They say, everything you touch turns to gold. Okay, now, everything I touch is the opposite. It turns to poo-poo. Okay, now, when I see my good friend, Tim Mitchell, who's got the same disease as myself, I laugh at him. Okay, it's funny, okay, because it's not me, it's him. It's funny. But the funny thing is, when it happens to me, it's not that funny anymore, because it just happens. I know what he's going through, because it's happening to me. You know what it is? Karma, because I laughed at him. Okay, that's what it is. Because every time I laugh at Tim Mitchell when he does something that's funny, although for him it's not funny, but for me, it's for us. When you see someone make a mistake and it just makes you laugh, with me, it's the opposite thing, because karma's hit me. I laughed at Tim Mitchell one time when he brings in a player and turns him into a spud. Well, the players that I trade out, they become the guns. Okay, now, Ed Richards. Now, I started him this year. I called him the weapon, okay? And now the commentators are saying he's the best player in the league. He's the weapon. Not only the weapon, the best player in the league right now is Ed Richards. And I started him, called him the weapon, and then I sacked him. I can't come down. Now, we go through the game yesterday, and we look at Max Holmes. Now, as Stewart's come back in the team, I actually thought that Holmes maybe won't be as good, because Holmes lost all those kicking duties from that back line. But Holmes is one of these players that's just up and down like a yo-yo, okay? So I don't know about Holmes still. His heat map looks good. He's all around the ball. But there are days where he's like last week, he's not good. And then this week he's good. So he's one of these players that's up and down. Okay, and then you sort of look at Bailey Smith. Okay, now, as I said, this year everything I touch turns to poo-poo. Okay, although we did bring in Bailey Smith, and he was decent. Now with Bailey Smith, he's become the best player in Supercoach right now, and I have no idea how this has happened. Okay, because I did not pick this from the start of the year. I mean, we all own him. Okay, I mean, he's owned by everybody, but how he's become the best player in Supercoach, for me, is mind-boggling, but we'll just accept it, and we got him cheap. The player I want to talk about is actually Tom Stewart. 21 disposals, 18 kicks, 3 handballs. That's decent. He's about 420k, 430k next week. Actually, let's work out exactly how much he is. Now, I'm going to give him a score of a 1. What did he score yesterday? Was it a 103? Let's have a look. Tom Stewart's Supercoach. Where is it? Is it 98? Okay, he scored the 98. So let's get back over here. Okay, 98. Let's say he goes at 100 every week, all right? He scored the 98. He drops 13k this week. That's his cheapest price. Because if you start scoring hundreds, it goes back up again. So if you want Tom Stewart in your team, okay, another grandpa. If you want him in your team with the wobbly legs, grandpa with the wobbly legs, okay, if you want him in your team, you're getting him at his cheapest this week, and that's it, 423k. And then he has easy matchups: West Coast, Gold Coast, Essendon. They're easy matchups. So, and even has a Richmond game twice. Richmond round 17 and 24. Whether he plays all these games is another story, because as we know, Tom Stewart, he goes missing in action. But at that price, it's going to be hard to ignore. So he's one on our radars for next week at 423k, Tom Stewart. That's a bargain, okay? That's cheap as. Now, other players of interest yesterday, pretty much at Geelong, there's nothing else, okay? Is there anyone? Well, there was talks about where is he? Okay, I'm trying to find him. Blickhoffs. Okay, now with Blickhoffs, once Stanley came in the team, Blickhoffs' job changed. Okay, so his role changed, and no longer the ruckman, and that's why his points are no good. So what we've learned from this, and is if you see an injury coming up for Stanley, if you see that Stanley's out for say 5 or 6 weeks, if something happens to him, jump on Blickhoffs as soon as possible, okay? Because we know Blickhoffs is going to score, because we've seen it the last 2 weeks when Stanley was out. So Blickhoffs is your man then. Now, I'm going to go over to the Western Bulldogs, and I'm going to talk about Ed Richards. Now, I always pick a weapon every year. A weapon has never failed me, okay? My worst weapon was probably last year, and even last year, Rao, who I picked as the weapon, was the best player in Supercoach by the end of round 7. So it's still a decent run. Well, Ed Richards, we're now in round 10 or 11, and they're calling him the best player in the league right now. Well, that's what Champion Data is saying. And 140 Supercoach points, and he was tagged. It's insane. He kicked the 2 goals. Now, why did I get rid of him? Okay, because at the time, I'd swapped him for Whitfield because he was scoring decent, but Abs Magic was ranked 10,000 or something. I needed change. I needed something to boost me up the ranks, and I saw that Whitfield was going to go up in price. I wanted to jump on him. Well, now Richards is worth more than Whitfield right now. That's what's killing me. So it was another mistake this year. Then I got a Libba. Last week I brought him in. Then I changed my mind because the problem is my brain. I've got a problem with the brain, okay? Because I think too much. Because in my head, okay, and I worked it out, that when I saw Treloar in the team, I'm losing my voice there because I'll be that angry. When I see Treloar in the team, I see that Libba's scores aren't the best. So I say, I'm not going to bring him in. The problem now is Libba is outscoring the Bont, okay? Now, 560k last week, 565k, even this week it was cheap. Now Libba is going to go up. He's got the bye round next week. It just makes me frustrated that I picked him. And instead, I chose Rosie. Can you believe this? I chose Rosie, and the funny thing is, Rosie might even lose that role if they sack Ken Hinkley. I didn't even think about Ken Hinkley. He might even get the sack. Then they're going to put him back in the midfield. I got rid of him because he was in the midfield. I can't come down. So anyway, Libba, I missed the boat. Now, I'm going to go on to the Bont. He scored the 107. So now, how much is the Bont? How much cost this one now, the Bont? Let's have a look now. How much for his price? The Bontempelli, 107. What does that do to him now? Okay, let's get over here. Where is it? Season stats. Let's give him a 107. Let's say the Bont goes at 120s, okay? And mind you, that even last year, that's what the Bont was doing, all right? It was going at 120s. These scores of 140, the estimation, projected scores, they're all poo-poo, okay? Because if you have a look at the Bont last year, very consistent around the 120 area. And even the last, you saw a 140 last week, but then a 99 the previous week. 128. But last week he played Essendon, okay? So, and mind you, against Geelong, scoring, what was it again? 107. Scoring the 107 without a midfielder at Geelong. I was actually shocked. But then again, his next 3 matchups are quite good. So the Bont, now, going at 120, is at 644k, all right? If you pick him up in round 13, after his bye now, you can get him at 644k. It's still expensive, all right, but it's cheaper than what it was, all right, 644, because he was at 690 odd, okay, so you're paying 50k less. Can you wait till after the Hawthorn game? His break-even, probably not, his break-even is 145, you can get that any time. So you're going to get Bont, you're not going to get Bont at 550, okay, so this is going to be basically his base now, 630, maybe a 620-ish, but against St Kilda, he's going to go nuts, and against Richmond, he's going to go nuts. So I don't know how we're going to pick him up. Okay, I'm going to work it out. I'm going to do some sideways trading again because that's something that we're very good at right there this year. Okay, very unusual year for me this year. I don't know what I've done. I don't know what went into my brain. Okay, I think I need to have brain surgery at the end of this year to work out what's going on. So we'll work it out. Now, Dale gone to 80 this week. Now, as you know, Dale, he's the yo-yo man. Okay, now Dale is the most inconsistent defender I've ever seen. You can see here, 80, 110, 68, 93, 71. Get a big patch, then the bad patch starts. But he's got an easy run coming. But with the score of 80 in the system now, okay, he's still going to go up in price this week, 550k. Then he's got an easy matchup. He's got also all at Marvel Stadium. And the GMS is probably a hard ground for him because it doesn't have the wings to fly around and get the easy ball. And so I wouldn't be too concerned with that 80 from Dale, all right? But you do understand that he's going to be up and down like a yo-yo, okay? You can see how even at Marvel he scored a 93 and an 81. So Marvel doesn't mean that because he could score big on any ground. Mars 124, TIO 127, MCG 141. So it's not a fact. There's a myth going around. He's got all these Marvel games. It means nothing because it depends how he plays, okay? It's got nothing to do with Marvel, in my opinion. Now, if you haven't seen, yesterday we went live. So if you go into my channel and you go to live, you'll see that we had a big discussion. And we got Supercoach Pro up to his 1,000 subscribers. And that's made his day, okay? So he's a very happy boy right now. And we had all the boys on, and we're having a chat. We're answering some questions. So if you do want to see it, it's a 1 hour, 20-minute episode. Just go into the live section, and you'll see the video there. But going back to yesterday, I went through the ins and outs. I didn't have a good look at him because I couldn't see him on my screen because Swiss was calling them out. But he was flying through them. But I wanted to have a good look at him and take a bit more time with it. And the interesting one is Toby Nankervis managed. Okay, we did talk about this, but with Nank managed, now, where's our team? Our Spud Ruckman, okay, the grandpa, the one that we brought in from daycare, okay, from the aged care centre, he's now what you call a favourite to score a 200, okay? Now, this could be interesting because he's up against Samson Ryan, who can't ruck. I'm telling you now, Samson Ryan is no good, okay? Just touch him and he flies, okay? So, Goldstein could actually go nuts. This is incredible, okay? Sometimes, this year I've had a lot of, you can say, bad choices, okay? Also, some bad luck, okay? And combine it together, it's a perfect storm, okay? So, you got bad choices, a bit of bad luck, and then it's absolutely disaster. However, Goldstein, I mean, he was a bad choice. I mean, I could have got someone much better, okay? But I was being a tight ass, so I picked a Goldstein. Now, Goldstein's up against easy opponent, okay? This is making me very excited right now, okay? Because it's Goldstein against Nank. Then maybe next week they might even rest the Big O, okay? They might rest him. And then the following week, who knows what? Because when they see the Nank, when they see the grandpa, the teams don't want. They feel sorry for him. Okay, so they say let's just rest our ruckman. It's an easy it's an easy matchup. He's not going to do nothing. So they just rested the Nank. Richmond on the bottom of the ladder, resting their ruckman because they're playing against Goldstein. I think all the other teams might do the same thing. Okay, maybe the Big O is rested. The minute he sees the grandpa with no teeth come out the ground, they're going to rest him. Carlton might even have no ruckman. Pitternet and the Conning both rested, okay? They might have Patrick Grips on him. This is very excitement right now. Just calm it down. Now, going over to the outs at Essendon, we got the two rookies out now, okay? I don't have these two rookies, but people do, okay? So, the disaster, okay? And you bring in Howley because he's got a full game last week, and then this week he's out. So, what does that tell you? Now, they brought in Guelphy, Gresham, and Clark. Now, I was supposed to ask the panel yesterday about Clark. We didn't get to ask many questions. So we're going to find out about Clark ourselves tonight, actually. Now, over to Carlton, I traded out the Conning. I traded him out last week and brought in the grandpa, because I thought, because sometimes the brain, it just thinks. That's how the brain works, it thinks, but sometimes it thinks negative, okay? So I thought, well, Pittinet's played, the Conning's out injured. Maybe they keep Pittinet now, they sign him on a 4-year contract, and then he's got his bye coming. I should just get rid of the Conning and just bring in a grandpa instead. So, big mistake. So, the Conning's back, Pittinet out, killing me right now, okay? So I should have just kept the Conning. I didn't realise. It doesn't matter. Now, that's the only big one there. The Doc's back in, but Doc's out of form. The interesting one here at GWS, we know that Callahan's injured, but Ralston, okay, now there's a lot of talk about him. So we're going to find out about Ralston and see how good he is. But the problem is, Callahan's out for 4 to 6 weeks. It's going to be another situation with Ralston where we're not guaranteed this midfield minutes. So we don't know how many minutes he's going to get or how many games he's going to play. So yeah, because it's going to be similar to the Hustwaite situation where we now see Hustwaite out of the team because we're going to go back to the lineups. And you can see here, I mean, Hawthorn, Connor Nash has come back, all right? And Connor Nash back, if he didn't come back, Hustwaite would have came back. They even rested McGuinness, okay? So even McGuinness is ahead of Hustwaite, and they even rested, even Bailey McDonald's omitted. So that's 2 midfielders that are out to bring in one. So Hustwaite's got no chance from what I'm seeing, okay? So he's not a dead rookie. Now, the interesting one here is Coleman is out, okay? And McKenna is out, omitted. But it means Zorko the Magnificent is going to score more points. And it also means that we don't know, we've got to see Coleman again, and he's going to be on the bubble at 250k. Do we get him in? Probably have to still, okay? But probably just as a spare, not as a key. If you're going to bring in Coleman now, it's going to have to be a D7, not D6, okay? So we'll see how that goes. Now, we'll go to North Melbourne, and the interesting thing with North Melbourne is they're such good liars at North Melbourne, okay? It's always the opposite, because every week we saw Harry Sheasels named at half forward. Every week, okay? Except this week. This week they named it a half back. Because when he was named at half forward, he played half back. So this week they named him at half back. So does that mean he plays half forward again? Especially with the fish back in the team. And Colby McKercher, now where's he going to play? Now I'd say he'd be on the wing, but they've got Jai Simpkin on the wing. I'd say Jai Simpkin's going to move into this forward line. So it's a really weird thing with North Melbourne. So you can never. Why don't they just show us what's going to happen? Just tell us the truth. Who are they trying to trick? You think the Collingwood coach is stupid, okay? You think he's dumb. We're gonna put Harry Sheasel half back. We're gonna try to trick the Collingwood coach. No, you're tricking the Supercoach community. Just come it down. You're not tricking the Collingwood coach. They know what's happening. We go to Freo on Port Adelaide. There's no change at Freo, okay? The boy that we wanted to see, Nathan O'Driscoll, it didn't arrive, okay? So now, does this mean that the job security for, where is he? Because I wanted to see Nathan O'Driscoll in the team. I wanted to see where Corey Wagner plays, because this is where Nathan O'Driscoll plays, where Corey Wagner is. So Corey Wagner now moves away from here and goes more or less in defence, and that's where we're seeing. Where is he? Where's our rookie? Okay, he's here somewhere. I can't find him. Why can't I find him? Is he on the field? Where is he? Interchange. Erasmus, Johnson, Simpson. There he is there. So with Simpson, I don't know his job security with O'Driscoll in because of this wing position. Does Wagner go to where Simpson is? That's a problem for me. For that reason, or does Erasmus lose a spot? So it's either Erasmus, but O'Driscoll's going to play more in this spot here. Erasmus is more will be the fifth banana in that midfield. So it makes me very scared right now. And interestingly, they got Shai Bolton named in the midfield. Okay, named there. So that's big. But again, as we know, these don't mean much. But at least we can see that they put a bit of effort. Freo does, and name their plays in the right spot. So it does mean a bit still. And with Port Adelaide, we can see here we got the outs, the horny man, Sin, Ratak, that's all their defenders. The defenders are they're shattered. They're all gone. There's no one left in defence besides the Horny Man's not a defender, but all the defence are out. So they brought in. Had to bring in Rory Atkins. Okay, this is desperation stages right now. So Atkins comes in, and let's have a look at their defence. You're going to have a lot of action here, and this is why I actually brought in Connor Rosie because of this. Okay, and I even put Ryan Burton in my fantasy team, not fantasy team, in the what's it called, the drafts, because I thought he's going to go nuts, and he will, because they're going to have so much action. So I'm excited for Connor Rosie right now. Okay, I think he's going to do really well. I think the ball's going to be in this back line virtually for a long period of time. So we'll see how this game goes. Now, if Ken Hinkley gets the sack, okay, if they lose by 90 points and Ken Hinkley gets the sack, then what happens to Connor Rosie? I don't know. Maybe he goes back in that midfield, and maybe I've made a massive mistake by bringing him in, and we'll find out. Then we go to West Coast. Now, West Coast, well, even Adelaide, all right, there was a lot of talk, all right. A couple of my mates told me that there's a bit of doubt and that he might get rested. And we're talking about, and this was the same theory every single week. And we're talking about a Rankin, that they may rest him. But they say this every week, okay, and he's going to get arrested. So hopefully that doesn't happen, all right? But the thing that bugs me right now, really bugs me, is their midfield, all right? They're not giving these kids a chance, okay? Clay Hall, Tom Gross. I mean, Clay Hall's back in the extended bench. Even Dewar, give the kid a chance. I mean, Dewar showed so much in the early part of the season. You're on the bottom of the ladder. You're not playing for a premiership. You got to build this team up. You're the coach. Who are you trying to? Are you trying to impress? Are you going to have so many wins, or do you want to blood these young kids? And I don't know. They got Jack Graham on the wing. Okay, I don't get it. Okay, now thank God they got Harley Reid back in the midfield. Okay, that's a good one. And Sandy Brock. I want to talk about Sandy Brock. We could have got him at 99k. A lot of us, because our brains that they function sometimes, we said no, we're not going to get Sandy Brock. No job security is Sandy Brock, because our brain was telling us that they got the governor there, okay, and the governor comes back, Sandy Brock loses that role. That's what our brain told us. But sometimes what our brain says and what happens is a complete different story, because now the governor, he may not even play, okay, we don't know, he's got concussion. So now we all missed out on Sandy Brock. And Sandy Brock was 99k, but they were actually giving him away for free, and no one took him. Well, some people did. The smart ones, the ones that don't have to think too much. Okay, they just know. Just get him. Don't overthink this game. Just do it. And they did. And what happens? Sandy Brock now is a gun rookie. Let's have a look at Sandy Brock. Now, Sandy Brock's capable of going 80, 39, 60. So let's say a 60 is capable. All right, going at 60s. Every week, Sandy Brock, he's going to be at 260k. He would have made you 99k he started with, 160, 170k. Now, what I would do for 170k, I cannot even describe to you how much 170k means to me. And it was there for me. I just didn't want to take it because Sandy Brock will get dropped. I said, okay, he'll lose his spot, but that hasn't happened. And big miss, big one, okay? Big regret again. Now, we're going to move over to Sydney Swans. We've got Callum Mills in the team. Now, where have they put him in the lineup? Let's have a look. If they at least... Have they put him on the bench? Where is he? Callum Mills. He's on field. Where did they put him? Callum Mills on the wing. Okay, that's actually good. Now, Callum Mills between wing and midfield is a very good... prefer him on the ball, not on the wing, but at least he's not in defence. That's the main. They've got enough defenders now. They've got too many. Now, Payton's back. We don't think he'll get a game. Who's going to be the sub? Interchange. But this extended bench, we're going to find out tomorrow more or less. But we're going to keep an eye on Callum Mills. 350k. Prefer him to be on the ball, not on the wing. But they got Chad Warner on the ball, and Rowbottom. well, it's going to be Warner, Rowbottom, Heaney, and who's the fourth banana? Okay, Jordan's there because he's probably going to tag as a fourth banana. Also, Jordan and Mills, and that's about it. Okay, there's no one else. Okay, so that's the 5 bananas there, and I don't like the chance of Sheldrick getting a game now with Mills in the team, unless Sheldrick plays in the forward line. But now Adams is in here as well. Okay, so it's going to be interesting. We're going to see what they're going to do with Sydney with their lineups. Now we go to St Kilda, and we got this week Boxshul back again. Okay, but Boxshul, let's have a look at their lineup. Let's see if they're honest. Where's Philippou? Well, he's down at half forward, so I think they are honest. Philippou's half forward. Wangan and Miller is in defence. Where is Sinclair in the midfield? Why is Sinclair in the midfield? Okay, this is bad news. Hopefully they're not honest. Hopefully they're lying, okay? And they're going to change Sinclair. We don't want Sinclair in the midfield. So it's bad news. Who else is their midfielders? Sinclair? Well, they brought in Boxshall. Surely Boxshall. I have a feeling that Sinclair's going to play midfield this week. It makes me scary because interchange. I mean, midfielders, where are they? Who's their midfielders? They're not in Boxhill. That's it. There's not many midfielders here. Can you see a midfielder here? Hunter Clark. Okay, not much of a midfielder. Wilson's a winger. Henry, no. Hasty, no. I can't believe that Hasty's actually not even playing. Okay, but Hasty's there. They've got problems. They got on ball Zach Jones. Okay, Jack Steele. Oh my God, Zach Jones on ball. Okay, this is scary stuff. I have a feeling that Jack Sinclair is going to be on ball. This is not good news. Okay, it's a very bad. Now we go with our team. What did our team do last night? Well, we just had one player play, and everyone owns this player anyway. So our team has done nothing at the moment. And now my VC and C options. Okay, this week. I'm going to VC a player that everyone's going to captain, okay? And that's going to be Sherry. And the bad thing with Sherry VC is he plays the same time as the Freo game, who's my Brayshaw, who's also my next captain. So I can't use that. And then I have, for captain's choice, I don't have anyone, okay? I don't want to vice-captain anyone, okay? Because I want to captain Sherry. I'd rather vice-captain Sherry in case he gets injured or something happens to him, because knowing my luck, something can happen. So I want to vice-captain him. If he scores a 115 plus, I'll take it, all right? But if he scores, let's say, a 50 or 60, something happens. You don't know, it's football, right? So if he scores a 50 or 60, everyone would have captained him, and then I'll jump to someone else. And maybe I'll probably... Who would I jump to? That's a problem. I might even go with Warner as the captain, if I have to, okay, at the MCG against Melbourne, or go St Kilda against Gold Coast. I might even go Matt Rowell. I've got no captains, okay? I've got no one, because I don't own Gorn, okay? So I've got no one to captain. I'm not going to captain Matt Rowell, okay? Forget about that. At St Kilda, who's the next one, okay? The next one's Sinclair, and if he plays midfielders are not good. All right, we're going to have to work it out. I might have to captain Sinclair then. Anyway, I don't have a captain. I've only got a vice-captain this week. There's no captain at Abs Magic, because Abs Magic is a poor club full of spuds. Okay, so we can't trust anyone to captain our team. I can't believe this. So Sherry's our captain and vice-captain all in one. He's even our coach this week. Just coming down. Anyway, that's going to be all for today. Thank you for joining. And remember one thing. It's nice to be important, but it's important to be nice. Ciao for now.
That's all, folks.